Alright, so I told you I was gonna react to this one next. I already did a if you missed it, I did a Godzilla versus Gamera, which that was a good death battle. It's interesting to see what 11 years ago death battles look compared to now, because that one I did was 11 years ago, which is a wow, that's crazy. But now we get to see Hulk versus Godzilla. Love them both. I gotta go with Hulk. Anybody that can compete with Superman, bro, I gotta go with them. I do not think Godzilla can compete with Superman. I mean, Godzilla's powerful, and hearing like his breakdown against Gamera is awesome. Not enough for Superman. And Hulk can compete with Superman. Well, it depends what Hulk you're getting. I should say it that way. If you're getting that Professor Hulk insult, then no. But I'm talking about the Incredible Hulk, the one we all know. Yeah, I gotta go with the Hulk. I love them both, but you can go toe to toe with the Man of Steel. I gotta go with you over Godzilla. Shout out to Death Battles. I'll put the original video in the description below.
The Hulk versus Godzilla.
Marvel's Green Goliath against the King of the Monsters. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our
Even
job
in
to
the
analyze their
MCU,
weapons,
we
armor,
saw
and skills
Hulk
to find
go
out
up
who would
against
win.
what was the dude's name in Ragnarok? The big the fireman who was destroying Asgard. So yeah, even outside of
A
Superman,
death battle.
these are monsters that Hulk loved to fight.
What is the Hulk? Is he man? Is he monster? Or is he both?
He's
That
a
2003
mean
is underrated,
green
but
smashing
I love
machine,
this one better.
angry
The
son
Incredible
of
Hulk
the
movie.
Gamma Bomb.
A weapon designed by the
That
greatest gamma
2003,
scientist of
Ang
all,
Lee, I think it was
Dr.
who
Robert
made it.
Bruce
That was
Banner.
underrated.
But just before it went off, Bruce had to be a hero and save some dumb schmuck who was hanging around the test site. Damn it, Rick.
That day, Bruce Banner died.
And became the Incredible Hulk. A pissed off giant who must
smash.
be really glad Bruce wears the purple stretch fit.
Standing 8 feet tall and stronger than 10 million men, the Hulk emerges when Banner's anger flares.
Don't make him angry. You won't like him when he's angry.
But it's even more complex than that. Banner suffers from dissociative identity disorder, with many different Hulks embodying alternate personalities.
Like Joe Fixit, the original Grey Hulk. He's a cunning gangster and the only Hulk who's got that drip.
The Devil
attitude.
Hulk is a violent, overprotective personality that Banner unintentionally manifested as a result of his father's
Dang, I don't
abuse.
remember all these
Holy
different personality
shit,
Hulks.
Somebody actually drew this?
But the Hulk everyone knows, the big guy, is known as Savage Hulk. It seems he also developed from parental abuse, hence his childlike personality. Though I'd argue he's more clever than you'd expect.
The angrier he is, the stronger he gets, with no limit.
Except for one, Bruce Banner. See, Banner's relationship with the Hulk is complicated.
Oh,
Very
they
complicated.
hate each other.
Mostly. Occasionally, they can come to an understanding. The alter best representing this would be the Professor Hulk, a balanced blend of Banner's brain and the Hulk's brawn.
The buffest
MCU
nerd
just
you'll
messed
ever
that
meet.
one up.
But what about when Bruce
thing is,
takes
I didn't
a
like
step
him in the
back?
comics either, to
If
think
he
about
isn't
it.
trying to restrain the Hulk, what do you get?
Keep
The
him
Green
the mean
Star.
green,
The World
mean green
Breaker.
machine. Keep him
Without
that way.
Bruce's temperament, the Hulk's power and fury surges, mixing Savage's rising strength with the personality and cunning of a warlord. The Green Scar is no mere superhero. He's a king and a conqueror.
Hulk is strong enough to lift 150 billion tons of rock, jump from New Mexico to Florida in a single bound, and shake all the dimensions connected by the crossroads at once. He was pinned down by the spear of Proxima Midnight, which holds the weight of a star, and was fine. And when we say World Breaker, we mean it. While sparring with Red She-Hulk, the two of them shattered a whole planet.
At one point, he was bound in
Crazy.
chains forged from the essence of the first firmament, the manifestation of the first universe, which could bind eternity itself. Not even Galactus was capable of saving eternity alone, and the Hulk just broke it. By himself.
Maybe Thor should
That's
rethink
power,
calling
bro.
himself the strongest Avenger, especially since the Avengers first assembled because none of them could take down Hulk on their own.
Speaking of Thor, the Hulk consistently battles on par with him, even when he held the Odin Force, with which he could command his hammer through infinite distances and match the power of Null, who killed countless Celestials. Even without it, Mjolnir can cross the universe in seconds.
Hulk tore a universe apart with just a clap. Good luck with that, Hammer Man. But the green guy's got way more going on
talk
than
about
just
nerfing him
brute
in these
strength.
movies,
As
bro.
the Hulk's power stems from gamma, he can utilize and absorb it and other radiation in various ways.
Yeah, like regenerating from fatal wounds. Even getting ripped apart by
I
Wolverine
love that
barely
movie.
slows him down.
And the angrier he gets, the more regenerating cells his body produces.
It gets weirder. Did you know that if he absorbs enough gamma, he can shoot lasers from his eyes and read people's minds? Oh, also, he
I
can
did not
see
know that.
ghosts and give him a good old-fashioned Hulk smash.
Hulk can break through the boundaries of comic book borders themselves into the empty white between panels, a gutter space beyond time and concept.
What, like how She-Hulk can for some reason break the fourth wall and talk to the reader? Oh, wait, that makes sense now. It's all gamma.
Exactly. In real life, gamma rays are electromagnetic radiation similar to X-rays.
But in Marvel Comics, gamma comes from hell.
On Earth 616, gamma radiation is an electromagnetic frequency that can manifest as either a wave, a particle, or something else. Something that nobody really understands.
Except for Bruce.
That's right. Dr. Banner is a certified genius with 7 PhDs. According to Norman Osborn, he's the 4th smartest person on the planet.
And that's comparing him to big brains like Reed, Doom, and Tony.
Banner built the
Norman
Herculator
Osborn
synchrotron,
giving
a
you
machine that
credit?
can scan the entire multiverse with the speed of a hypermind. He created the Gamma Core, which could rupture space-time between universes. He built an interstellar radio on a deserted planet without any pre-established technology. He wired up Hulk like a starship, piloting him from the mindscape within. He even built an ultimate nullifier. In fact, the original intent of his Gamma Bomb was to be non-lethal, only targeting inorganic material.
But Thunderbolt Ross wanted something with a bit more boom. Hey, can't blame him.
Fearing its ramifications, Banner developed the Gamma Bomb on his own, keeping its design secret. In the process, he tapped into an unknown form of gamma energy that breaks down reality and mutates it beyond actuality. On that fateful day, he opened the Green Door.
You know how we said the bomb killed Bruce? That wasn't some flowery metaphor or whatever. He died and came back as Hulk.
Came back from the below place, the hell beneath hell, the lowest possible dimension of reality.
It's trippy, but whenever Hulk dies, he goes there. Then a green door opens and he goes back to where he was before. Easy as that. It doesn't matter
know
if he's
that,
been
sir.
atomized, sliced up into jars, or
I remember
digested by werewolves. If he goes through the door, he's back, ready to rumble. The green door did get locked into a red door, but he's easily broken through it multiple times. Not a problem.
It turns out that third form of gamma, this anomaly from the bedrock of hell, spawns from none other than the one below all. The dark side of the one above all.
I was about to say, I
That's
know
right.
about the one above.
God
I didn't know
has
about
a
the other
Hulk,
one.
and it wants Bruce to bring about the end of all things. But Hulk just said, nah.
So,
I'm good.
what is
You ain't gonna
the
stop
Hulk?
me.
An uncontrollable monster, a prison for a tortured soul, a super weapon for
Man, all that stuff, I
Don't
understand why
overthink
Banner
it,
be
Liz.
going through it as a
Hulk is
human.
Hulk, and Hulk's the
And She-Hulk gonna
strongest
have the
one
nerve in the
there
show talking
is.
about I go through stuff worse than. No, you do not. Stop. Stop.
The year was 1946.
I don't
The
see it,
press
bro.
gathered at Bikini Atoll to
I
witness
love,
the power
Godzilla
of the
too. I
nuclear
just don't
bomb.
see it.
But many leagues beneath their feet, something ancient stirred.
Godzilla, the king of the monsters.
I still remember what
He
they
was
broke down
pretty
against
pissed off over the
his other
worst
death
wake-up
battle.
ever.
Unless it's
so
something
he
else
swam
they
to Japan
didn't
for
mention.
one hell of a crash out.
Japan was still recovering from the war, so seeing this mutilated radioactive monster towering high like a mushroom cloud wasn't just frightening, it seemed prophetic. The bomb was just the beginning. Man had sparked the end of times.
Complete with googly eyes. And the most epic roar ever.
Legendary War.
Over the years, there have been many iterations of the beast.
Between movies, TV, comics, and cartoons, there's at least 27 different Godzillas stomping around. Not
Wow.
including Manila, the Scrappy Doo of Kaiju. Sorry, that's insulting to Scrappy Doo.
Despite the variety, Godzilla is somewhat consistent, so we'll examine his entire history,
See,
focusing on
Hulk
the
will have
larger
fun
releases.
fighting Godzilla.
In most iterations, Godzilla is a rare theropod that went dormant for millions of years before nuclear bombs mutated it into a gargantuan radioactive monster.
Standing 165 feet feet tall. At minimum, Goji smashes through skyscrapers with ease. He's so casual about bullets and rockets, they might as well be gnats. And the bombs did so much more than just pump up his size. He's got atomic breath.
A concentrated beam or spray of radioactive heat. With an estimated range of 1,100 miles, it can exceed 500,000 degrees Celsius, almost 90 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
But depending on how much radiation he's absorbed, or, life energy from a giant pterodactyl, he can do way more with it.
His red spiral ray is a supercharged version that doubles in heat and power, and spins.
Or he can blast it out of his back and fly. Well, he could always do that, I guess. Look at him go.
With enough energy built up, Godzilla can blast a nuclear pulse out of his whole body, creating a massive wave of atomic destruction.
His breathing laser can even break through dimensions, like when he found himself face to face with a giant mech, piloted by Hatsune Miku?
There's also a number of era-exclusive powers. Shin Godzilla can fire rays from his tail.
And Hanna-Barbera Godzilla can fire rays from his eyes. Pew, pew.
Effectively a living nuclear reactor, Shin possesses a natural phased array radar that can detect and attack threats automatically. And Godzilla Earth, who grew over 1,000 feet tall across 2,000 years, could make a barrier only penetrable by kaiju that can bypass physics.
And don't forget, Big G can ball with the best of them. After Charles Barkley got him his own pair of Nikes,
I was gonna say, is that
Godzilla got busy.
You know, it's kind of hard to emphasize just how impressively terrifying Godzilla can be when you're bringing up this sort of thing.
Oh yeah? Why don't you find a better spokesperson for Dr. Pepper? Fine, let's talk about when his presence boiled the entire Arctic Ocean, or how he picked up and threw Biolante, which weighed 200,000 tons, or when he no-sold not one, not two, but 3 meteors.
Including the Permian period extinction event that happened about 200 million years ago.
Then he went to hell, fought some fucked up versions of God and Satan, and atomic breath that Space Godzilla so hard that he blew up the whole planet. That's scary enough for you? God, I want a Dr. Pepper.
With such awesome might, he's battled the
That's
most
awesome. I still
dangerous
don't
of
think he has
foes,
enough
like
to
King
destroy the
Ghidorah
Hulk.
and Gigan. In Godzilla vs. Megalon, Gigan flew from the M
He's gonna
Hunter
be able to
Nebula
take some
to
damage
Earth
from
in
Hulk,
24
but-
seconds, and that nebula is
And then with Hulk getting
30,000
stronger?
light years away.
But sadly, OG Goji got done in by the cruelest weapon ever.
The Oxygen Destroyer. Developed in secret by Dr. Serizawa, this weapon could suffocate and liquefy molecules. The ramifications of such a weapon were so detrimental, Serizawa took the secrets of its design to his early grave.
He got lucky. It doesn't matter what you throw at Godzilla. He never really dies. You can blow off his head, explode him from the inside, or crush him in a black hole. Then he'll come back.
Or evolve into an even more powerful form. Godzilla's always
Well,
possessed
that is
heightened
something that Hulk
adaptations,
does,
but
too. He
many
evolves, he
iterations
gets stronger
clearly
the angry he
showcase
gets, so-
instantaneous evolution.
And super
I don't know.
horns. He's gone full
I'm still
Shonen
going
and
with
powered
Hulk,
up a few
but
times. So
hearing
much
that,
so
I'm
he
like,
almost kicked
okay,
up a
maybe-
nuclear winter just by
Maybe
existing.
he can
Even
actually
the
be Hulk
Oxygen
here.
Destroyer could not permanently end the first Godzilla. His ghost possessed a robot, his bones summoned another Godzilla, and he rose as an undead revenant hell-bent on destroying Japan.
Okay, why Japan? Couldn't he pick on some other country?
He stomped around the Americas a few times, but it just isn't the same. Godzilla is intrinsically linked with Japan, a symbol of both their devastation and resilience. A reminder of the threat of nuclear war and what awaits those who peer too deeply into the unknown. But also, Japan's in Godzilla's perceived territory. To him, a stomping through Osaka is just another patrol.
He's not always so bad, though. He can be super protective, defending other monsters, his own kid, and sometimes even people. I'd say there's 2 types of Godzillas: the monster of nature's wrath and the guardian of planet Earth.
Well, there is a third type, but to understand that, we should first answer a question. How does Godzilla walk?
On 2 legs, Wiz, obviously.
But according to Square Cube law, those legs should be crushed under his own weight.
Oh god, here we go again.
A creature like Godzilla cannot realistically exist. This proved to be an elusive question for decades, even highlighted in Shin Godzilla, until a new theory was presented in the anime Singular Point. If Godzilla can't exist in our reality, what if he's from a different one?
What? Like he's an alien from another dimension?
Exactly! What if all kaiju come from a higher plane of existence with no regard for the known laws of physics? This dimension enters our reality in the form of archetype, a transtemporal conceptual particle.
It's that red dust that's floating all over the place.
This archetype can enter any timeline to terraform the Earth and all of reality so that kaiju can exist. This theoretically explains why various Godzillas appear in so many universes. They all trace back to one singular point: Godzilla Ultima.
Sporting the wide grin of a demonic Oni, Ultima is vicious. Just
Dang,
walking through
look at
Tokyo
those eyes,
started
bro.
1,000 earthquakes around Japan. Even his
Creepy
own blood
looking.
is a weapon.
Over 300 feet tall and growing ever more as archetype distorts the universe, Ultima's existence implies a far more complex origin for all Godzillas. Godzilla is a test for humanity, a challenge laid out by an eldritch
Hulk compete
entity
against
from a
that? I
dimension
still
we are
think so.
incapable of perceiving or comprehending.
But that's still
It's
impressive
kind of like how
nonetheless.
when we move an object and its shadow
I don't think it's gonna
changes,
be easy
we get
for
why that
Hulk, but I
happened.
still believe
But
he'll-
to someone who exists in only a 2D plane, the shadow looks like it just randomly transformed into something totally different. Crazy to think about.
That
We're
all
really
sounds
a
like
long
make
way
sure I
from
didn't
Big
miss that
Lizard
point.
Smash Building, huh?
This shadow, this wannabe god,
Yeah, it's gonna be a
desires to
battle,
play
but
with and
I think Hulk's
destroy
still gonna come up on
every
top.
single universe.
The feats
And
that Hulk have,
Godzilla is its
I think
avatar.
exceeds
Through
this.
Ultima,
But I could be
this
wrong.
entity sees the universe as an interactable fiction and can control causality. Ultima himself is a singular point, one of many gateways through which the entity
they already
can
just
tamper with
explained
reality.
Think
the
of it this
situation
way.
Hulk
If
had that
something
Galactus
happens that
couldn't
the
even
entity
beat.
doesn't like, it can just
And
say
eternity
that
and all
thing
that,
didn't
so
actually
those bonds
happen,
he
and
had,
presto,
and Hulk
it no
broke out
longer
of it.
happened.
That's not to say such an event can't happen in the moment of occurrence, but the entity disconnects cause and effect and nullifies events in retrospect without regard for time.
And now my head hurts. TLDR, Ultima tried to bring about a catastrophe that would end the universe in like a week's time. So, a wacky robot and a time-traveling Alexa used a supercomputer and this familiar-looking doohickey
The orthogonal diagonalizer.
to zap all of Archetype into its final form, cutting off the entity's connection to the universe.
But not killing it. Because while each Godzilla has its differences, one thing remains certain.
Godzilla is immortal, and that makes him the king.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data
yeah, I
through
still gotta
all
go with Hulk.
It's
possibilities.
time for a death battle!
Godzilla has reached the city. So far, the evacuation is... Wait, look!
Here we go. Gotta do better than that. I was about to say Godzilla eats those. Wow. I was really about to say, dang!
All right, Hulk. Time for me to take over. We don't want any trouble.
No! Hulk stays!
I knew it wasn't the end of Godzilla, but still, he wasted no time. Ooh.
You think you're strong? I scan the world! Stay down!
Oh, I thought he knocked his head off. I was like, goodness gracious, every Hulk strike is... Hold up. Wow. Who comes out of that? Goodness. It ain't over yet, though.
Stupid lizard.
I was about to say, nah, that ain't it. Yep.
I think I understand.
What'd he say?
It's been days since the battle began, and the red dust is spreading. Godzilla has grown in size, but we believe we are...
Dang! No reporting for you.
How does it work?
Well, smash. A million, trillion to one and rising. That's the odds. Chance to nullify the madness behind the monster. 2 + 2 is 5. A right angle is 80 degrees. This element is beyond what we can perceive. Like gamma. 1,000 times.
Gotta keep trying to figure it out.
A million. A trillion.
Smartest brains and Banner.
I just need one.
I like how they incorporated the brains of Banner in this. Is it gonna be enough? We'll see. Goodness.
You did it, big guy. We did it.
Yeah, that's the one thing
Okay,
that
bring this
Hulk
baby.
does have over
What
Godzilla is
It's
the mind of
complicated,
Banner.
so let's break this down into 3 categories. First up, power. Most versions of Godzilla can shrug off black holes and extinction level events, tag beyond light speed foes like Gigan, blow up planets. However, the Hulk is beyond that.
Yes.
The big guy clapped a universe
I
to
was like,
bits
come on
and
now.
shook the infinite dimensions linked
That's
to the
power.
crossroads. In a straight fight with a classic Godzilla, 616 Hulk smashes the power advantage.
But factoring in Ultima changes things. The entity sees all of space-time and can manipulate its results at a whim. No matter how strong the Hulk got, Ultima could potentially negate it.
But Hulk broke chains made of
Thank
the
you, I
first
mentioned that,
firmament,
yeah.
which could overwhelm eternity.
Eternity, come on now.
Abstract concept of a being not entirely unlike Ultima's entity.
Even a small piece of the first firmament could break the multiverse. Plus, Hulk kept up with Odin Force Thor, who is also on a celestial level of power.
So the gap in power becomes nebulous. Still, unless Hulk could remove Ultima from the equation, neither held a clear advantage in power and stats.
Especially when you look at their immortality.
This was practically a never-ending death loop. Even
Yeah.
with their healing factors, both could
I was waiting to
technically
see
kill
what
each
would
other,
come out of
but
it,
then
'cause they
just
both
come
have
right
that
back.
same
The green door instantly
benefit.
appears when Hulk goes to the below
That's why I said
place,
the brain
and
of
the
Banner
higher
helps a
dimensional
lot.
entity could always summon a replacement Godzilla avatar. So both Hulk and Godzilla could not stay dead.
Unless they could somehow prevent what was happening in those other dimensions. So let's examine the layers of their multiverses. Marvel's Cosmos has infinite higher dimensions, which themselves are transcended by the astral plane, the superflow, and so on until you reach the House of Ideas, the domain of the one above all.
Since the one below all mirrors the one above all, the below place mirrors the House of Ideas. Get it?
In comparison, the cosmos of Godzilla's multiverse is just as vast and infinite, but does not have the same sort of transcending layers above and below. This means the below place, the Hulk's respawn point and source of power, is out of the entity's reach.
So the real question is, if they both can't die and Ultima's entity can't affect the below place, could Hulk somehow stop the entity before it destroyed the universe?
It all comes down to Gamma and Archetype. Ultima was defeated in the anime by using a trans-temporal superdimension calculator operating at infinite speeds to activate the orthogonal diagonalizer, turning archetype
Like I
against
said,
itself.
shout out to
Ultimate
Banner.
endlessly spews this stuff, so there's plenty to work with. And Hulk can reach into comic book gutter space, so he should be able to reach through a singular point. But that's not enough.
Fortunately for Hulk, it just so happens he knows someone who, like scientists who have defeated Godzilla in the past, is an expert on particles from a greater dimension that mutate reality beyond our understanding.
Who made a device with those particles that breaks space-time, like the Diagonalizer? Who made a supercomputer that scanned the infinite multiverse with the speed of a hypermind, like the Dimension Calculator? Hell, the guy made an interstellar radio out of sticks and stones in a matter of days, and even built an ultimate nullifier. It's like he was made for this.
The
That's what I
Green
said.
Door
I
waits
knew
for
when they was
no
mentioning how
Hulk,
smart he was, that was
including
gonna be a
Banner.
factor
Even if Ultima's
in this
catastrophe
battle.
destroyed the universe, the Door could deposit Banner in a different universe, and he could continue the fight.
He had all the time in the infinite multiverse.
There was only one way this could end, and only one person who could make it
Yeah,
so.
Godzilla
Even
don't have
among
that
gods
benefit.
and monsters, man
If
was
he
the
did, it'll
ultimate
be a
weapon.
never
The
ending
winner
battle.
is Bruce Banner.
Alright, that was fun. I love them both, so yeah, I chose the Hawk and Hawk won, but honestly, that was a never ending battle if it wasn't for the brain of Banner. Because the other stuff that they was bringing about, talking about with Godzilla, they didn't mention that other death battle when he was fighting Gamera, I think the character name was. So I learned even more about Godzilla. I didn't know about a lot of this, with his transformation and stuff. But yeah, it's all fun. I love the Hawk. Seeing this stuff makes you realize how much they nerfed him in the MCU. I'm not even talking about Professor Hulk. I'm talking about even before that, him getting thrashed by Thanos like that. Nah. So not this Hulk. This Hulk is beating him down. Thanos with the gloves, yeah, okay. The gloves with the stones, I mean, yeah, can beat the Hulk, with that, but hands up, no, he ain't beating this Hulk. I'm just saying. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll check y'all later.